Today, I was thinking I would do a little thing about networking. I have to do a speech tomorrow about networking, so I figured I'd just practice it out. I haven't really actually written anything, so I just wanted to run through it and see if I could get some words out and then present that to people. So we'll see how it goes. But in my job as a business development representative, networking is a huge part of that. I go to lots of events, conferences, association events that all have a networking component to it. It's important within those associations, whether it's for like the geologist association or engineering association or whatever, to network, because then you get to know other people in your industry, other people in your field, other people within your own association. Also, educational conferences and things, they have a large networking component. A lot of times people are coming together from across the Maritimes or across Canada or even internationally. And so networking is a really important part of all events, really. And most of the events that I go to see my clients. They are there for education or because they're a member of an association or whatever, and I'm going because I'm a sponsor or I have been invited or I just want to talk to my clients. I want to get to know them. Maybe I have an opportunity to meet a client that I wouldn't have had a chance to meet otherwise. So it's important for me to go to networking events, and it's part of my regular. So one of the things that I figured I would talk about, a couple of things, the only things that I feel like I could even comment on or have input about, would be like some good techniques or good ideas for when you're networking, and also some bad ideas and things to avoid when you're networking. They might be pretty common knowledge, but bear with me. I'm just putting this together, right? So one thing that is on the list of like good networking things to do would be to have like an elevator pitch, which is a quick 1 minute, 2 minute like intro of yourself. And I think that that's important. I don't have one, but I should. And it's probably something that you should develop for each event that you're going to. Just consider for a few minutes or think about how you're going to introduce yourself, because it might be different depending on what event you're at. If it's, a geologist conference or an engineering conference or a water conference or an educational conference or anything. Having that 1 minute or short elevator pitch of who you are, why you're there, why someone might want to get to know you, and how you can contribute to a mutually beneficial relationship, I think is really important to lead with when you're meeting people for the first time. Also, following up after an event is on the list of really good things to do. It is something that I also struggle with for sure. But I think that, once you meet someone and you get contact information from them or you have a quick conversation, I think it's really important to follow up and just be like, hey, it was great to meet you. It was really interesting to learn this, that, or the other thing about you. And then following up on like, oh, I know you asked about this, so here's some more information about that. And I think that really shows your professionalism and that you're interested in getting to know and building a professional relationship with that person, right? If you follow up and do what you say you're going to do, that builds trust. And it's not just a one-time thing. You follow up once and then the ball's in their court and wait for them to follow up with you forever after that. I think that I've heard somewhere that it's important to follow up like the next day or after the conference, next couple of days, and then in a couple weeks, and then maybe in a couple months, and then whatever your schedule will be after that, whether it's every month, every 2 months, every couple times a year, whatever. Just to keep following up and just being like, hey, I'm still here, checking in, how are you, what's new, things like that. Sharing any information that you might have about like the industry or things that you may have heard or seen around, I think is important for building that relationship again. And people say that takes 2 or 3 times, up to 8 times or something, for people to actually know who you are, having that communication with them. Some really bad things that I've seen during networking would be oversharing personal information, right? Like, you're not there to tell people about your breakup or your sad, lonely love life, or, how sick your parents are, or whatever. Like, it's important to be able to connect with people, but I don't think that sharing a lot of personal information or personal details is good. It's bad. I feel like it only leads to wrong impressions and miscommunications about what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, if you share a lot of personal information, I feel like it just opens the door to people thinking that you're something that you're not, or you're there for other reasons or whatever. Bad idea. Also on that line, overindulging in alcohol. Do not do it. Most networking events will have a bar. And I usually have a company credit card and will buy clients drinks, and, we'll have a couple myself because it's part of the event, right? But it's important to not overindulge. Again, it just opens the doors to misunderstandings, bad mistakes. Don't do it. It hasn't been too big of a problem in the past. I mean, definitely. But when I first started with business development, you get a company credit card and you're like, sweet, drinks on me, like it's party time. Bad idea. Don't do it. With regards to the future of networking, I think that it will be a lot more online. You'll see a lot more digital, virtual networking events. I have not attended any virtual networking events. Any conference that I had been to in the past is doing virtual kind of things, but I haven't really participated in any of them, which I think is a shame. I think I'm missing out on a lot of networking opportunities in that virtual space. And I think that that's definitely where the future of networking is going to go. So get comfortable attending online conferences and doing your Zoom calls, doing your even phone calls or anything like that. I think that's going to remain to be really important for the future of networking. So that's what I'm doing now, I guess. I'm on Zoom. I'm doing my vlog every day in April. Every day, use that term loosely, but I'm trying to become more comfortable in front of a camera, right? Like doing things like this. And I have attended a bunch of like seminars. They didn't have any networking events a part of it. It was just kind of like, click this link, view this presentation. But I'm definitely interested in seeing where the future of virtual networking goes. I'm in the middle of planning a hybrid conference coming up in the fall. Hopefully we'll be able to attend in person. So far, so good. We've been doing pretty well here in Nova Scotia, being able to have in-person events up to a certain amount of people, and hopefully we'll be able to continue doing that. But we're also including a hybrid virtual component as well. So I'm really interested to see how we pull that off. Hopefully we do. Especially for the networking part, right? Because again, like I said, that is like a major part of conferences. So here's hoping. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, let me know your tips and tricks for networking. What's good to do? What's bad to do? Do you have an elevator pitch? Is that something that's even a thing now? I don't know. Anyway, that's all I got, I guess. Thanks for letting me practice. See you later.